Okay, let's see how this one goes. Okay, what have we got? We're going to do something interesting. It's a boring subject, so let's see how we go with that. We're going to enlarge this perhaps around 300 by 300. Going to negative positive reverse it, so we're going to reverse the colours, and a background colour we're going to add will be an interesting one. I don't know what colour we're going to use. We're going with red, and we're just going to have to make this one contrasty, dark. This will be an interesting one, hopefully, once we've dealt with it. Okay, what do we got? We've got something we've done heaps of. We have here Taaaget winter spell target. If you want to get pedantic about it, it's Taaaget to me. We're going to photocopy somewhat this area of this person's face, or this portrait for the pamphlet. So it's just a target, everyday little Taaaget, I like to call it. Have a bit of fun with the name. I don't like the fact that they've got self-service terminals and less manned terminals, but basically most department stores, supermarkets are installing these self-checkouts, and that basically means people are going to be out of work, which I don't like, the idea, the concept of that. That looks interesting. Looks a bit, the red's too wishy-washy, but I like the composition of the image, even though it's cut off. Wondering what we're going to do with this. But basically I object to self-checkouts because they just undermine people's work. There's not enough work going around because automation has become a real issue, and basically big CEOs are removing people's work. They're getting rid of them as workers, which is really a shame. But you know that people will just say it's progress. Fuck, I don't like progress the way that it looks now. It's not my cup of tea. I'd rather see people having employment, making a living, instead of seeing them displaced by excessive use of technology. Technology is okay. Look, we all need it, right? But we don't need to lose jobs, unless of course the jobs are dangerous jobs that automation would make a safer environment. But I'm still not happy with the status quo of things, and I just don't like seeing people being dislodged from their careers, or because rich people want to make a killing, want to make a living, an extra profit margin. They just want to fatten themselves up even more than what they already have. And I'm just so sick to hell of it, folks. I'm sick of seeing people just being thrown on the scrap pile because technology is being excessively used to displace people who need work. So I'm not happy with the way the world has become, with all these rich people installing all this high tech and basically making people redundant. Something, as I said, dangerous jobs, yes, I agree, but not jobs that involve personal assistance like checkouts. I mean, checkouts, I much prefer to be, I only use self-checkouts when I need to. but normally I don't. I usually avoid them like the plague. I usually avoid them like the plague. I did use one yesterday because I purchased myself a heater, and the person that was helping me carry it home in her car was in a hurry. She had to get somewhere fast, and that was the only time in recent times that I've used checkout, the self-service checkouts, and I've used them in the past before, but it's something I prefer not to do as a regular thing. It's only if it's really urgent in the case of this situation. Now I'm wondering if we're going to leave it like that. That looks really nice. The yellow looks good. I'm really happy with the yellow. Actually, we're going to fix it. We're going to enlarge it slightly because we got the line on there. So we're just going to go and do our usual bit. We're just going to cut off these nasty little borders, but basically I prefer to help people keep their jobs as much as I can, even though the current thing is people do use these self-checkouts and they've become very popular. People seem to be adapting to this shift, but I prefer to keep people working as long as they can. I want to contribute to keeping them working, even though recently Woolworths in a couple of shops that I go to have totally replaced, except for the cigarette counter. And when I do use these facilities, I get someone to help me use them because I want to keep them in work as much as I can. Now that's cut off her eye. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm actually thinking I've got to move it back a bit. But basically I just try to avoid, whenever I can, using those kinds of facilities because I just don't agree with it as a general rule. I don't agree with that shit. And to me it is shit when people are being superseded by automation, excessive automation. So, as I said, if a job is dangerous, extremely dangerous, then automation is a thing you should consider. But if the job is a social job like serving at a counter, don't replace people. I prefer to be served than to serve myself anyway. So that's an extra reason why I insist on being served. And if it's a fully automated outfit, I ask one of the operators who hovers around these machines to help me. So there you go. Because when you're talking places like Woolworths in particular, they do have staff on hand to help you with the checkout, and when that happens, like at Woolies in the city, I get someone to do it for me. Much prefer to be served by a person. Anyway, let's see how we get this one looking. It's nearly finished. I think we don't need the original size. Just need the mirror image. This is a really nice colour scheme we have here on this Taaaget. What's his name? Pamphlet. I really like the colour of the hair, especially the yellow. I can see the yellow looks really good. And the red. So it looks really nice, this one. Taaaget. Well, that's what I like to call it, Taaaget. So let's see how we go. Okay, Whoa, that looks really nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.